I say to you in front of these vilifications, do not cower. Do not bend. Do not bow your head. Fight back. Because people respect those who respect themselves. And the minorities that fought back, whether it's the blacks or the gays or women, they fought back. And what we have to do as Jews, both here in Israel and in the various Jewish communities around the world, beginning with the United States, is to fight back. Silence will not help. Looking askance will not help. Fight back. That's what I tell you. That's what I tell young Jewish students that I meet. I'm very proud of them when I meet them.
The division of Nigeria is inevitable because the British are saying that what the division of Nigeria cannot stand. And they are saying what the only religion that can bring peace to Africa and Nigeria is Islamization. They are telling the US and the Israel, and the US that division of Nigeria is non-negotiable. What is your take as regards Prince Charles now finally coming out to say that Nigeria cannot be divided and Islam is the way forward as Nigeria? What is your take as that?
Feudalism, that's what it means. Feudalism, yes, because the British government run in a class government. Even you become a monarchical government before Lord Lugard was able to fall in love with the Brunei Empire under a Fulani agenda in those days, you know. So it's more or less like a decision system, a feudal system and a monarchical system, you know. And that was why they pushed that narrative. And all of a sudden, Lord Lugard fell in love with feudal system, conquest agenda, you know, because the British too also partake in conquest agenda, you know, are using all manner of, you know, instruments of colonization or colonialism, you know, to achieve that very particular aim. Today, don't be surprised that while Nigeria is still fighting for survival to liberate themselves, while the British government actually fought against the Biafrans, while the British government does not want Biafra to rise, is because in their system they have already adopted elementary feudalism, elements of feudalism in their culture, in their monarchical democracy that they exported to the world. So a nation or a country or an empire that is running a feudal system, that is running a monarchical system that is not different from feudalism ideology. So it looks like that now that the world is witnessing and trying to unveil the secret of the British colonialism and agenda, and why Nigeria today is suffering deeply, and why they actually went against Biafra. Why you can see it very clearly now, you know, that Govnm't was actually intoxicated, contaminated with the British ideology and philosophy, and that was what led to that war. Apart from that, Govnmnt has virtually given up because, you know, Ojukwu has dealt with him a heavy blow that he confessed to the whole world that he actually slept off. So how come that somebody who has signed an Aburi agreement suddenly turned himself to a resistance force to an agreement he signed? That means Britain was actually behind the decision to Islamize Nigeria. Britain was behind the decision to conquer the Biafrans and Islamize, and is still an Islamic agenda at the end of the day. And that was what Ojukwu saw and carried out a resistance against them. Today, Ojukwu is being seen as a prophet, as a man who saw tomorrow. Coming in between two was Mazi Okuchukwu Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader, the supreme leader himself of the indigenous of Biafra. Today is in Sokoto prison. But the world rose from uncertainty of what is happening in the Middle East to face another major calamity. No wonder we are experiencing Kemi Badnoch and Kestama crashing on daily basis. Do you know that the Birmingham Palace controls the Westminster? If Keir Starmer can come out, the British Prime Minister can come out today and said he is not joining, and a British ally that served them during Adolf Hitler over what is happening in the Middle East. Now it tells you, that the British government, the colonial masters, as it may be, the British Empire was hidden under Islam. For Prince Charles to deliver an Easter message to the global world, given the position of Islam in the world and the fear of Islam in the world that is connected to extremism, terrorism, attack, conquest, and the British government is standing to say that Americans are guilty, that Israel is guilty, Biafrans are guilty. Then what do you think at this point that the monarchical government, the monarchical system of the British Empire has finally revealed why Nigeria must be Islamized and why Biafra must not come?
But do you think that the British have an hand in the insecurity currently ravaging Nigeria? Because if these people are coming, they've never come out to kick against the current onslaught going against the Christians. Do you think that the British, they know
Britain was hidden in religion of Christianity to project Islam. Britain was hidden under a feudal system, to push for Islamization of Nigeria, using the Fulanis to conquer Nigeria so that they can be able to have enough Arabs in England and Britain who are busy buying their properties and providing for them. That's what it means. Ever since that Britain lost their empire, as the British Empire used to be, I think they are battling for survival. And the only people who can give them that leverage, that opportunity of extortion and stealing of mineral resources anywhere in the world is the Fulani people, is the embrace on trying to bring enough Islamic scholars and enough Islamization in Britain. And that is what is happening today. There's a reason why Keir Starmer refused to join Israel and Britain in Iran. And it has become very clear. Condemnable by some British citizens who were taken by surprise by the revelation that came from King Charles over the Easter period celebration. He never mentioned about anything about Christianity. If you look at that speech, he never said anything about Christianity. All his speech was centered on what Islam has brought to them, how they are able to use Arab money to support a supposed collapse and collapsing British government and empire. And that is why now from Abidisho, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shifted from that direction. And you can see what is actually playing out very clearly. But these are the people that Nigerian government, the Nigerian citizens, actually claim that they are colonial masters, and they are the ones that gave us Christianity. They say they gave us Christianity, they gave Nigeria Christianity. How come you gave Nigeria Christianity and you are not even defending Christianity on an Easter period? You are talking about Islam. So that tells you that the real thing why the British government was projecting a Christian religion using feudal conquest, arrow and sword to conquer regions for their own economic and commercial benefits. But today, and I can tell you that the narrative has changed.
So what we saw, what just recently happened in the Knesset, Parliament, where it was discussed that the Nigerian government should release Nnamdi Kanu. In the next 78 hours, we saw the Igbo guy and the lady pushing the Knesset as regards Nnamdi Kanu freedom. And don't forget that the Congress too are working tirelessly as regards Nnamdi Kanu freedom. But do you think that for what the Knesset are pushing and the way, and the manner in which they are pushing for Nnamdi Kanu to be set free, do you think that Aso Rock and Tinubu are in serious panic as regards releasing Nnamdi Kanu presently?
It is not a matter of, when the British or the Israeli government are ready to do what they want to do about Nigeria, nobody's going to stop them. It doesn't matter whether Aso Rock is a panic or not, But what we are talking about is that, the decision and the press release and statement of the Buckingham Palace has changed the world narrative about Christianity and their mission in where they claim to be Commonwealth nations. So you are now a Commonwealth nation, not based on what you sold to the people as a good news. It is now based on what you are doing behind the good news, which is feudal system sponsoring of Fulani hegemony to begin to conquer territories, and you keep quiet. And the people are asking, why did the Britain actually keep quiet up to this moment? These are the real reason why they keep quiet. But because behind the scene, they believe that the British Empire is in total support of the Fulani agenda in Nigeria, Islamization in Nigeria. That was why they didn't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. But the Israeli Knesset parliament have taken a decision already. And I do not see how Britain is going to stop Israeli government taking the decision on Nnamdi Kanu's release. With the position, actually, they have been supporting Hamas, they have been supporting Hezbollah, they have been supporting Fulani against the Christian community. Look at what is happening in Kwara, Jos, Plateau, and the rest of them. The British government have never made any statement condemning it. But we are hearing on Easter message from the Buckingham Palace, from the prince himself, that everybody anywhere should embrace Islam. That sends a very deep signal to what is going on in the Middle East currently now. And why, the reason why the American and the Israeli government has finally, flagged off the campaign and solidarity for the recognition of Biafra all over the world, and that the Britain, you cannot stop it. And that's the message Benjamin Netanyahu successfully passed to the British government on Easter Day for justifying the killing of Christians and Jews all over the world by saying that Islam is a religion that everybody must embrace because it is for peace. Is Islam actually for peace that America does not know? Is Islam actually for peace that Nigeria Middle Belters do not know? Is Islam actually for peace that October 7 happened in Israel? That is why they were hiding. They never want to support America. They don't want to support Donald Trump from what is going on in Middle East, especially Iran. But today, the Iranian regime change has become very possible before our eyes. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. I want to see a situation where this thing is being put in a place and the British government now want to challenge it when America and Israel take a decision about Nigeria. I want to see how British government is going to challenge it. Then they will now ask them, if you are an ally of an America, if you are an ally of Israel, why didn't you intervene? You left Europe. Why is it that you don't want Biafra to leave Nigeria? Britain left Europe. Why is it that you don't want Biafra to leave Nigeria? And that's the justification they are going to use to question the British intervention, trying to stop Biafra from coming to reality.
But we saw Wike wife. They said the final step for Nnamdi Kanu to be released, one of the major steps that will be taken is Wike wife, finally recusing herself from Nnamdi Kanu's, appeal. One of the judges that will be, sitting for Nnamdi Kanu's, case. But with Wike and her wife stepping down, do you think there's hope, because we know that we took a wife on that as one of the judges. They might not be hope for Nnamdi Kanu, but our recusing ourselves, there is hope. Do you think that there is hope now for Nnamdi Kanu?
Nnamdi Kanu appeal has been granted leave. They call it leave for appeal. It has been entered. That's what it means, according to his lawyers. And a lot of people are going to visit him today. Throughout the Easter period, I just want to tell you, Biafrans all over the world, wherever you are watching this program from, please help us to share it. You know, and anybody that's is telling you a certain narrative that apart from the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you do know, you know, please don't listen to that person very clearly. You understand? Until we hear from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from him directly, then that will now form your own opinion. A lot of things are flying around. Just keep a blind eye on it. Listen, but keep focused. That's the message there. Because the IPOB leader, the supreme leader himself of the indigenous people of Biafra, as I can tell you in honest truth, the freedom is not going to come from Nigerian government. The freedom is going to come from more superior, powerful nations who are interested in what is happening in Nigeria. Especially those who are seeing, those nations you are seeing now battling for the change that's happening in Iran today. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate Donald Trump, the Israeli Prime Minister, for that joint effort to rescue the pilot from the terrorist regime, you know, who ejected himself and was successfully rescued by the U.S. Marine and IDF forces down there in Iranian territory. God bless Donald Trump.